Good morning. Friday morning, September 17th. Wow. January 17th. And yep, I see that. And let's see, my audio is not loud enough. So I got to do a little fix here. All right, that did it. Now I'm bouncing up into the yellow. And that volume is low. All right. There we go. Friday, January 17th, 2025. And got that fixed. So, different kind of show today. Discussing the TikTok ban. Different because I normally do not engage with the news of the day. If you have a link to a news item regarding TikTok, you could put it into chat. We may get to that. Let me off the bat say that I am not an expert about this TikTok ban. I have not been following it. My depth of knowledge on it is very thin, but it just tickled me today. When you dive deeper on any news of the day, any headline, there's other things below the surface. The headlines are always like sensationalized or clickbait. There's some stuff under this that's just
Read chat, please.
Intrigued me. So we're going to see. Now, I am not going to be displaying the chat room on screen, and that's because after a few minutes, I'm going to open up the chat for anybody to be able to chat. And another thing that's unusual today is that I'm unleashing the moderators. All you people in blue, you are moderators, which means you could hide somebody's comment. You could delete somebody's comment. You could hide them from the channel. I am unleashing you today for the people who are not moderators. And Ken Stout, I think, is coordinating some of this on through his Zoom. So if you're one of the Zoom homies, you might want to sign in to Ken's Zoom because I think it's active. I will be reading chat messages. Oh, Charlie Purdy, you're a member of the channel. I know you well enough. You should be a moderator, so I am making you a moderator right now. There's a lot of moderators on this channel for anyone watching that's not familiar already. And that is mainly so that I can recognize that they have been identified as not trolls and normally are not requested, and actually specifically requested not to perform moderator functions of hiding
Read
comments,
chat,
deleting comments, and so on. But today that's opened up. Ken Stout did the read chat, please. He says, yes, that is correct. The inn is fixed. The inn where people stay for a weekend, spend the night, the inn is fixed, he says. And Charlie says, thanks for the moderator. Yeah, so this TikTok is crazy. So if you want me specifically to see a comment that you're making regarding TikTok in particular, do the !C to guide me to that. And I don't think I'm going to be able to read all the chat messages on the subject. We'll see. Brian Whitefoot says, we're free at last. Yeah, because I normally restrict the moderators around here because I like to do the moderating myself. And the reason for that is because on other channels, comments that are taken to be abusive, I more take as a conversation and I want to address the person. But we have some particular trolls out there that are just, nah, not even going to address them. All right, let's go bring up a news story. This is the one that just somehow tickled me today. Not that there was anything really extreme in it, but anyway, I'm going to bring this up to get into the subject. Again, I don't normally talk about news items. Normally, this channel is about helping people with their actual problems, issues that they're having with their Windows-based computers. Troubleshooting, make them work better for you, do more of what you need them to do. And we're here 6 days a week doing that, myself and the chat room. And this is, well, I call her Windy, but the way that they trigger her is with the exclamation mark S for stormy, because sometimes she'll come up with storm clouds over her head. Supreme Court gives green light to law that could ban TikTok. TikTok mounted a free speech challenge to a bipartisan law that sought to ban the app on national security grounds if its Chinese owner did not sell it. All right, so the basics of this: TikTok is owned by ByteDance, right? Has that got the name right? I had to go check that out a little bit. ByteDance, I think, is the right pronunciation. ByteDance. And bipartisan, so Democrats and Republicans behind this. On the grounds of, TikTok is challenging it on the grounds of free speech, but Congress wants to ban it due to Chinese ownership and the concern over national security. Washington Supreme Court on Friday delivered a blow to TikTok by upholding a law that could potentially lead to the video sharing social platform being banned in the United States. The justices, in an unsigned opinion with no dissents, none, this was unanimous by the justices, rejected a free speech challenge filed by the company. Okay, company's trying to get away from this by challenging it on free speech grounds, or trying to find some way to prevent this from happening, meaning the law is set to go in effect on Sunday as planned. Here's one of the things that are under the surface that's, people who are following this story probably knows it, but it goes into effect Sunday, which is the last day of President Biden's presidency. Monday, President Trump is large and in charge. By the way, there's a little bit of political association here. If I achieve my goal, you will not be able to identify where I stand on the political spectrum. Maybe on specific subjects, you might. Unsigned opinion with no dissents rejected a free speech challenge filed by the company, meaning the law is set to go into effect on Sunday as planned. Okay, so here's something that strikes me. We've had in the past, during presidential transitions, things that gathered everybody's attention, right? So now during this transition, the whole world is going to be focused on this TikTok issue during this transition. If there were something to occur, and this is Princess right here for those who don't know, for the if something else comes up during this transition that's focused on the political transition, is it going to get overshadowed by this TikTok thing? Gary, I see your link. I'm going to take this a little bit further, and then I'll probably come to that link next, I think. Oh, all right. I think it's about time. Hold on, Mom. I got to clear my throat. I'm going to go open up the chat room so people who are not already approved for the chat room and are not moderators will be able to chat. So moderators, high alert. Whatever you decide, I'm not even going to go look at it. Oh, I want to do something over here. Let's see, go that one, and then do that thing, and then do that thing, and then do, let's see, how would that go? I intended to have this set up before start time, and I did not. So I'm just doing something over here on another computer. Never you mind what it is. Okay. That fixes in. Then I'll come over here to live commentary and switch to anyone. Don't even have to be a subscriber. Yeah, wow. Living dangerously. All right, moderators, do your thing. Do what you've wanted to do for so long. And let's get back here to this article. The bipartisan law requires China-based TikTok owner ByteDance. See, I didn't even know that's how the name is spelled. I thought it was ByteDance. I thought that was a typo, but no, that's it. ByteDance. I only ever heard it on a news article talking about ByteDance. Never heard them pronounce the T. ByteDance. To divest itself of the company by Sunday, the day before President-elect Donald Trump is to take office. If no sale takes place, the platform used by millions of Americans will, in theory, be banned. Now, who suffers financially if that happens? I see your link again, Gary. In what is a fast-changing situation, it is unclear what will happen at that point, as there are signs that Trump may seek to keep the app available. The Biden administration has also signaled it will not take any action to enforce the law on Sunday. So both outgoing and incoming presidents, with that comment, are not behind this, where Donald Trump in the past has tried to shut down TikTok or do something with them back in his previous presidency. The anti-TikTok sentiment that led to Congress passing the law, driven by the concern about the level of control the Chinese government has over the company, has rapidly dissipated in some quarters. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre issued a statement saying that TikTok should remain available to Americans, but that national security issues should be addressed. Do I want to actually read through all the rest of this out loud? There's just a couple other pieces that I spotted through this story, and I'm going to go over to Gary's links because he always provides good stuff. But one thing I saw was that if one of the financial victims of this, hang on. Well, two of them would be Google and Apple. And from one thing that I saw, it looks like they could get fined, I think it was $5,000 per instance, per occurrence of Americans seeing TikTok content. And I did not delve very deep into that. And this whole thing is about you putting in your comments into chat, your feelings and thoughts and such, and getting some stuff out there. And and a side effect for me, honestly, put it out on the table there, is it might attract some other viewers to my channel, where 6 days a week we are here to help people with their Windows computer issues for free. 9 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, and 11 a.m. on Saturdays. Okay, so the consequence for Apple and Google, $5,000 per incidence, because they provide the capability for TikTok to be displayed to Americans. So it's not, you can't really, I don't think they can actually put financial fines on TikTok and expect to receive the money, but it puts fines on Google and Apple, and they can be enforced 5 years into the future, I think was the right number. And that timing appeared to be such so that if the next president after the incoming Donald Trump wants to assess those fines, they could. you don't get this in the headlines. A lot of people stop at the headlines. All right, I'm going to come over to Gary's link and go address them. Hello, Parker Morse. Yeah, let's see. The first link given me here was not from Gary. And I have to remember to not bring chat up on screen. You don't know what I'll do is I'll put it over here and look at it this way. That'll help me to not just out of habit punch that button. We might go into overtime today. Depends upon how this goes. Let's see. Alice was the first one. I haven't tried it yet. We'll take a look. That looks like there's probably some subject bit Martin and Alice have been talking about, so I'm not going to go there. Yeah, Jim in chat says, apparently the thumbnail switched to English halfway through. I'll go ahead and address that since that was a weird thing. Some of you know that I've been using an AI-based thumbnail generator. And I asked it to give me a thumbnail appropriate for the title of today's show. Title of today's show is discussing the TikTok ban. I spelled it correctly. The AI did this. Here's today's thumbnail. TikTok ban, life duscating. Maybe the D is silent. Suffocating. That sounds pretty close. It sucks, right? TikTok ban, life suffocating. And I thought, do I want to try to fix that? Well, when I tell the AI to fix the spelling, it never gets that right. I thought, well, is that going to prevent somebody from clicking on this? And I thought, no, that might actually intrigue them more. What the heck is up with this? And I changed to that thumbnail just before after the 30-minute notifications went out. Ski Man says, AI needs some medications. Frosty Winnipeg says, dyslexic, understood half of that. Okay, getting back to me looking at the chat room, not showing it to you. Jeff Ryman, Supreme Court upheld the TikTok ban. Yeah, the article I just showed told about that, and that was unanimous, which that's unusual. Now, wait a minute. What technically though, what they did is they declined the motion to stop the law from going into effect on the grounds that it is not a free speech issue. The justices said, no, this isn't a free speech issue. Now, if they had some ulterior motive for denying that motion, then that could be under the covers. But to say that they upheld the TikTok ban, that's not the question that was put to them. The request or the motion or filing, whatever the right word is, was TikTok or ByteDance asking the Supreme Court to stop that law from going into effect or put a hold on it or something like that. Excuse me, for free speech, on free speech grounds. I see another link from Alice that looks like between her and Martin Hogg. I'm going to skip over that. Then the next link I come to is Gary Weisenberger with Supreme Court opinions. And then the next link is just looks like the parent level of that link. So, Gary, this is going to be pretty long. Is there something specific that you want me to see in there? The way you could identify that to me is give me some words to search for that'll take me straight to that section. I'm obviously not going to read through the whole thing. One of the things that Gary is outstanding for is bringing us the actual documentation, the actual whatever everybody else is reporting on. Show us what is actually happening. Scanning over this. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to absorb that quick enough to pull out something particularly interesting. And glancing over at the most recent chat messages, I don't see anything more specific from Gary. So I'm going to go take a look for the next link. Gary's next link is this one. Yeah, it's just the main page and then recent decisions. Okay. The challenge provisions of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act do not violate petitioners' First Amendment rights. That's probably the most brief summary of what the Supreme Court was saying here. Yeah, the rest of those are different on different subjects. Let's see. Gary says, no, this is the case and the ruling. That's what I meant to be implying. That's what I didn't use those words, but yeah, this is the case and the ruling that he's given us here. So why do you say no or noi? This is the case and the ruling. That's what I meant. That's what I thought I was saying, just not in the right words. So this gets you the real truth of the matter. All the other news articles are putting their sensational titles on it to get you to read or listen to or consume their content on the subject. So that link from Gary, that'll take you to the actual content. Now, as I said earlier, I don't really care very much about this. It just tickled me today. So I thought, well, let's try looking at a current news topic. See how it goes. Maybe some people looking around YouTube for small opinions or feedback about this might stumble upon my channel and get interested in it, because this is where we help people for free with their Windows computing issues. 6 days a week. Looking back in chat to see if there's something else. All right, another link from Gary. Supreme Court oral arguments on the subject. So this would be the oral arguments as they were presented to the Supreme Court, would be my understanding. Gary might phrase that a different way because he's really into this kind of stuff. I'm not. Yada, yada, yada. Again, Gary, if there's anything specifically you think I ought to bring up, give me some words that I can search for within the particular link, and I'll go grab that. Yeah, that's just way too much to try to consume right now. Live, it is what? 191 pages. But not all of that is going to be the actual body of content that you care about. Scanning over some chat messages, there's another link. Keith gives a link. Everyone should just jump over to Red Note, and he says sarcasm from TechCrunch. So I guess this might be some kind of sarcastic. On the heels of TikTok's looming shutdown January 19th over its ownership in the U.S. Now, I'm not aware of anything about that law that would make the company shut down, but they can't, there's fines for American consumers seeing their content. So maybe the only way for them to actually accomplish that, if they cared, would be to shut down operations. But what the law is well, one of the outs the law gives them is if they sell the company to someone else. I don't know if it has to be an American company or just not Chinese, that that's what they were really trying to accomplish. And apparently they thought it would be done by now. And now the date is coming up. One of the reports that I heard said that some of the legislators involved in this are kind of backpedaling now. Oh, I totally expected this. This was totally on my mind right here. The app today surged to the #1 spot for free apps on the US App Store. Yeah, because as Donald Trump said back when he had the show called The Apprentice. Was it? There's no such thing as bad publicity. Any publicity is going to increase the consumption of your brand. Now, those aren't exactly his words on it, but basically, that was the gist. Several TikTok creators are promoting Yasa on their accounts, encouraging their followers to transition to the platform. Influencers may not have a crystal ball to predict whether TikTok will weather the ban, but Jianzhu, that's closer pronunciation, gives them a way to hedge their social bets. Hey, I'm a social bets. DougBetts. Collective groan from everybody. Parker Morris gives a link to the C-SPAN audio of the oral arguments. I am not promising to check these out any further because, like I said, I'm not really concerned about this. But it could be entertaining to see what develops, is where I'm at with it. This is not going to distract me from earning money today, doing my normal computer support work among businesses in the Fresno, California area. All right. That takes us close to the ending time for the Monday through Friday show. The Monday through Friday show is typically 30 minutes long. The Saturday show is typically 2 hours long. Will this roll over into tomorrow? Probably not. I have a limited appetite for this. Now, this is Stormy. Hello, girl. How you doing there? Brian says, bring on the pig. Really? You want me to do that a full minute early? Yeah, I think that's all we're going to do today. I don't know if there's been any trolls that showed up in chat, because they know that I usually have live commentary activated, which means if you're not already approved for the chat room or if you're not a moderator,
read chat, please.
You can't talk. Did I ever turn that off? Yeah, I did. Yeah, live chat was turned off for this video. John says, Stormy waved at you, and I successfully did not bring chat up onto screen.
Read chat, please.
The is still clear. Ken Stout says the is still clear. You know what? Since there's nothing, well, no, I don't know if you guys blocked anybody, but Ken says it's clear. So I don't think you did.
Read chat, please.
The coast is clear, he says. All right, that's good. I'm out of here. Hasta la vista, baby. And have a good Friday. See you tomorrow.
Read chat, please.
That's all, folks.